All right, well, welcome back, cowboys. It's time for another installment of rounding up some borderline misogynists. If you're new to the channel, this is the series where we look at random MGTOWs online and talk about how crazy they are together. I was going to bring up Taylor the Fiend in this episode, but that guy was so crazy that I had to give him his own episode, so I'm hoping you've seen that by now. If you haven't, don't worry. There's no shortage of guys like this on YouTube, so I've got a few for us to look at today. All right, so first on the chopping block is our dear good friend, Think Before You Sleep. We've talked about him on the channel so much that he really doesn't need much of an introduction from me, so let's just jump into it.
According to feng shui belief, the color red helps to improve your confidence and luck.
I didn't know that. All you have to do to be confident is wear the color red. Why do all the work of building actual skills or taking risks when you can just change the color of your panties? How many lives has this chick ruined because people listen to her advice? In my years on YouTube, I have seen tons of different channels of female dating coaches, and it's always the same profile: post-wall, divorced or never married, and possibly a single mother. You would think that a woman would be in a long-term marriage before she would call herself a dating or relationship expert. Taking relationship advice from a twice-divorced single mother is like taking advice from a fat personal trainer.
This is like a technique that a lot of these guys will use. They'll pick one little thing that you mentioned out of a whole conversation and pick it apart as if everything else you said is just crazy talk, right? Like, oh, listen to this crazy thing they said. They're so crazy. Everything they say is crazy. He then compares advice from a dating coach to be as silly as advice from a fat personal trainer, which is not the same thing at all, like not even close. And then he makes fun of her for like being in multiple relationships as if that discredits her. Like, I'd kind of want relationship advice from someone who's been around the block a few times, you know what I mean? She mentions that she's been married twice, so I feel like at this point she knows what to look out for in like a failing relationship, you know? I'm not the type to follow like a dating relationship coach, but I don't think experience undermines credibility. And we're not even gonna touch on the whole post-wall single mom shit because we've heard it like 1,000 times and we know what it means, right? A single mom lose value after 30.
And I've since been proposed to 7 times, so a total of 9 times.
7 times?
Yeah.
Why are they proposing? So many men are proposing to you.
I think because I present in a way that is, I mean, I don't know why they're proposing, but I can guess.
You don't know why men are proposing to you? Laurel, you're supposed to be a relationship expert. Your YouTube channel even says date, love, marry, and break up better. The proven strategy to improve your dating and love life. Proven? Proven what? Proven to get you 2 divorces and make you a single mother?
Well, she's not a fucking psychic, Tibbers. She can't read the minds of like every person in a mile-wide radius, you fucking dork. She's essentially just offering advice to other women that are in situations that she herself has been in. That doesn't make her a mind reader, dude. This guy proposed to me because he is single and looking to mingle. Is that what you want her to say?
Have confidence in you. Certainty is the #1 most attractive and attracting trait.
Certainty is the #1 trait that men look for? So all Tess Holliday needs to do to attract men is be really certain of herself. Men in general don't give 2 shits about how confident a woman is. In fact, being less confident to a lot of guys makes you more attractive. The top things that attract men are face, boobs, waist size, and ass. Not confidence.
Say the line, Bart!
The top things that attract men are face, boobs, waist size, and ass.
Then I dare say, Tibbers, perhaps the conservative, reliable, dependent, single woman you're looking for doesn't actually exist, because that would require confidence, and you don't give a shit about that, apparently. If men don't want women with confidence, as Tibbers here is implying, then maybe all they really want is a life-sized love doll that'll bring them a nice grilled cheese sandwich in between matches of League of Legends.
It was right after my second marriage. I wasn't in a healthy, complete, whole place. Men were coming in and thinking, I can complete her. And then after a while, I didn't like feeling like half a person who was completed by someone else.
Men don't think like this. Women think like this. Women are the ones who try to fix people, not men. You know what all of this really says? I don't know why men propose to me. I don't know what men are attracted to. I don't know how men think. All of this says that the real reason her past relationships failed was because she did not care about the men that she was with.
You see, because you can't read the minds of 7 single men, it is clear that you're not worthy of marriage, and that is why you've been divorced twice. It's funny because these kinds of guys are really good at generalizing all sorts of people, but the second you go, hey, what you said kind of coincides with how incels think, they start screeching at the top of their lungs like you said the most heinous thing imaginable to them.
Oh, no, 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 no! Nobody! No!
And now Tibbers goes even further by saying that because she didn't read the minds of all these 7 men, that means she did not care about any of her exes, somehow. I mean, sure, she might have had children with them, spent years of her life married to them, but all that's out the window because she's not a fucking psychic.
In this next clip, she reveals how absolutely insane she is with guys she has dated. The context is that she is giving advice to women on how to not get heartbroken after a breakup.
Don't try and show up at places he's gonna be. Don't drive by his house to check on him. Cut yourself off. I've done it.
So she is a full-on stalker.
How is she a stalker if she's doing the exact opposite of what a stalker would be doing? What is that? Are you confused, Tibbers? Did you do some of that selective hearing that you men like to do? When I say men, I mean MGTOWs, not all men. Let's make that clear. Wait, but hold on. This woman is saying that you should cut off all communications with your ex entirely. How many MGTOWs have we looked at complaining about girls still talking to their exes?
Where, you know, ex-boyfriends return into the picture, or she seems to have all of these guy friends and stuff like that. And a lot of men get gaslit into the idea that, hey, so what she has a lot of guy friends, so what she still talks to her exes. None of that stuff matters. You just need to be a good little boy, keep your head down, and hold the relationship together because that's your job as a man.
See, she's doing exactly what MGTOWs want her to do. But Tibbers here is like, oh, what an absolute fucking stalker. Like, you can't win with these people. There's... Also, this advice she gives on cutting off your ex completely is absolutely rock solid. I've done it. I have had friends that have done it. If you're fresh out of a relationship, just block that person completely on everything. It's actually really helpful. It's really good advice. Don't listen to Think Before You Sleep alone over here, and just do what this woman is saying because it's really smart.
She also says in this video that she will send her ex a bunch of annoying text messages after a breakup and then have sex with other guys to make her ex jealous. This is our life coach. This is the person who is going to teach us how to have integrity. This is the person who is going to teach people how to live in happy marriages.
No, that's actually completely wrong. She's not a life coach, Tibbers. You should know that by now because you've mentioned that she's a dating coach more times than I've mentioned so far.
Then what the hell are you doing as a dating coach?
So what the fuck are you talking about, bro? And second, like I said before, cutting off your ex completely and moving on and having, you know, a happy, healthy sex life is really good advice. If you compare what she's saying to most male relationship coaches, she's actually really reasonable. Fuck, okay, that's a good, healthy dose of filth right there. Think Before You Sleep fans are the loudest when it comes to their leader being criticized or laughed at, so I'm sure you'll see a lot of them in the comments section. Don't be afraid to wave at them and say hi. And now we're gonna move on to another familiar face for regular viewers of the channel. This guy is called Crestfallen Contrarian. Guys, please find me more of these like red pill dudes with drawn avatars. I love seeing these guys. It's like looking into like a wacky mirror sprinkled with like a dash of misogyny. You know what I mean?
Where did all the good men go? Well, let's first unpack what does good men mean for a woman. It actually means 2 things. One of them is they want a man who is attractive. One that really burns their loins. And the second thing they want is they want a man who will stick around.
Yeah, wanting a partner who will stay loyal to you and who will always be there for you is such a weird woman thing to want. I love how these guys always conveniently ignore the large percentage of women who are attracted to guys that aren't conventionally attractive, you know what I mean? Like to MGTOWs, the idea of a girl who likes a really big, chunky boy is just impossible. In their minds, girls just want like guys that are tall and ripped. They're like, yeah, that's every woman. Every woman wants this. Which is, it's weird to say something like that when you yourself aren't a woman. I mean, sure, that's what a lot of people may want, yeah, but what about the people that don't want that? Are they scum like the rest of us? What about them?
But if the guy is nice,
oh god, here it comes.
considerate, kind, he will stick around, well, he's just a beta orbiter, or he will be put in the friend zone because his genetics aren't good enough.
He will be put in the friend zone. Yeah. God forbid you guys are nice to a girl just for the sake of being nice to another human. Like, you know, you can just be nice. It doesn't have to be a transaction. You can just be kind and that's like the end of it, you know? I imagine these guys seeing like a nice young homeless woman panhandling and thinking, oh my god, if I just give her money, she'll think I'm nice and she'll want to be my girlfriend. Oh! You know, completely ignoring the sight of someone that actually needs help, you know?
And so what ends up happening is these women turn around and say, where have all the good men go? Because what ends up happening is attention, but they do not tick the box of being attractive enough. So where have all the good men gone? Well, that's exactly where they've gone. Their standards are far too high and they are far too picky, and most men just aren't good enough, guys.
Oh my god, it's so simple. You're right. You're right, Contrarian. All the good men are just hiding in plain sight. That's gotta be what it is. Women are just too picky to see them. Ah, genius observation. So the next time you see one of these MGTOWs complaining about the lack of good women, just be sure to remind them that they're hiding right under their noses. It's that easy. This guy is so funny. I think the first time I mentioned him, I said that I liked a couple of his videos, but after reviewing more of his videos for this video specifically, I don't like the guy. Yeah, okay, so that video was only 1 minute and 50 seconds, and he has a bunch of these really beta, bite-sized videos. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a look at another one. This one's called MGTOW Reaction First Date Tips. Let's check it out.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're gonna see what you order. We're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just gonna, you know, study you a bit. Okay, so dinner it is.
Ew.
He's just like, ew. Yeah, so obviously this girl is a bit of a girl boss. Very respectable. I'm sure this makes guys like froth at the mouth, but I actually appreciate it when people are really upfront about what they want like this. I don't do like little basic clues. Like if someone I'm going out with lays everything out on the table like this, I'm probably gonna say thank you. Thank you for just making it so much easier. But let's see what our boy had to say about it.
Please, if you know a girl even remotely like this creature in the beginning, please, while she's even speaking her sentence, just get up and leave and have nothing to do with these entitled freaks.
Goodbye, terrible women.
Honestly, these people have such huge egos because, well, to be honest, it's, you know, yes, it's partly their fault, but it's partly society's fault because the people who she is with are pandering to this girl because she's pretty, and then, you know, people simp for her. And she gets this huge inflated ego where she thinks all of this is actually normal and acceptable when really it's some kind of gross mental health problem.
Whoa, entitled freaks. Yeah, that's big talk coming from the red pill YouTuber. I mean, yeah, when I look for MGTOWs to show off in these videos, I can usually tell within the first minute of their videos if it's something I want to show off. And I really struck gold with this one, didn't I?
You're gonna get something. You're going to get something where I'm not going to pay a cent, okay? So we're going to do this as cheaply as possible, and you're going to be happy that you spent time with me and we've got to know each other and we have a bit of a laugh. And if we're not compatible, cool, we'll go our separate ways, and that's that. You are certainly not getting a free meal. That is not how we do things here.
Well, let me ask, is it egotistical to say exactly what you want from the get-go? And you need to remember, this is a TikTok. People go on TikTok to, you know, play characters. It's not exactly the most serious place, if you know what I mean. He says, you're going to be happy that you spent time with me. Doesn't that sound a bit more egotistical than I don't want to go for a walk? He talks about this like hypothetical girl in this scenario he's building, like she's some like scheming money goblin who's only after a free meal. And again, like I know I'm clowning on him, but I do agree that it is probably a good idea to split the bill on like a first date. I've never paid for the first meal on a first date, and it was never like a problem. Like we both understood going into it that we were going to split the bill, but it's just his reasoning for getting to that point is just hilarious. Like, you are going to be happy with me and you are going to like it.
You are gonna finish your dessert, and you are gonna like it!
All right, we're gonna cut that off there. I want to get to our next person. This is another person you've seen a lot of familiar faces today. This is Sandman. Sandman says, America is quickly turning gay and woke. My last two videos have been on like the gay and woke thing, so if you want to skip this one out, I understand. For everyone else, let's just buckle up and get into it, right?
People are getting angry and attacking Disney for going woke and bringing in gender and sexual politics. But I can guarantee you that they're paying attention to the demographic trends and that if 50% plus of the people visiting their theme parks and consuming their products are sexually liberated, then they have to adapt and get ahead of the curve.
Sandman, what year are you in? You haven't heard? Disney isn't exactly woke these days. They're about as woke as J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter.
Okay, who's the next girl or boy? There's only those two.
Also, something doesn't add up here. I keep hearing that the Zoomers are the most conservative generation since the 1930s and 1940s. But is it really the case when the Great Generation only saw 1.3% of them identify as LGBTQ today? Maybe they're gay conservatives.
Again, Sandman, what year are you in? Let me confirm, as a fellow Zoomer, that we're literally the least conservative generation so far. Like, Zoomers will do bong rips while longboarding to their non-binary partner's apartment while wearing black ripped clothes with a 666 on them somewhere. All that is to go to say that we don't really care. I don't know, like, Zoomers are pretty accepting of a lot of things, and maybe that's why they're so comfortable being openly gay these days. And I think that's making other people, like older people, even more comfortable with coming out. I don't know. But I think it's really cool, and to have a problem with people coming out is pretty fucked up.
I think many of us would be fine with the LGBTQ agenda if the lesbians look like lipstick lesbians, like the ones I'm showing in this video. But for some reason, most of the time, it's less attractive women that get involved with other women. Maybe they're looking for a place to belong. I've only seen 3 or 4 lipstick lesbians in my entire life, like the fake ones you'll see in this video, and the majority I've seen look like rejects and rebels, or frumpy-looking bumpkins that were never accepted by the cool, attractive chicks.
That's fucking great. We've reached the point where MGTOW dudes are like mentally on the same level as Christian. Like, can we maybe just stop sexualizing women liking other women? Can we give women just a tiny break there somewhere? Oh, right, we're in America, so of course we can't stop. Sorry.
The justification from the woke left for why more people identify as LGBTQ LMNOP is because it's safer to come out these days. But if that's the case, then why aren't the older generations coming out of their gilded boomer closets? Are they afraid of not being accepted by their peers?
That's the funny thing about what you just said, though. The thing is, like, they are, right? It's happening. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them are finally coming out of the closet for, like, the first time in 30 or 40 years, maybe even more than that. The fact is that with artists like Tyler, the Creator, Frank Ocean, Lil Nas X, and all these other gay icons, they're showing that being gay is far more acceptable than it was at any time before now. Not only that, they're showing that it's actually pretty cool. I don't know. I think this Lil Nas X video was pretty badass.
Today, however, it's stunning and brave, even though it slowly destroys the home of the brave. What's the scariest thing you should get out of this video is that in 2 generations, or only another 25 to 30 years, the majority of young people aged 20 to 30 will identify as gay or trans, if the current trend continues.
Yeah, part of me fucking loves it when the conservatives are like so scared of the idea of more people coming out as gay. Like, fuck yeah, dude, you're gonna send your conservative right-leaning son to a good college and he's gonna make out with dudes instead of girls. Fuck yeah, dude. Like, I think if one of your biggest concerns in life is having your child come out as gay, then you're probably leading an extraordinarily cozy, carefree life. And you're probably a shitty parent. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Do I have any parents watching this channel? YouTube says the majority of my audience is like over 30 or at least close to 30. So I'd be interested to hear from some of the parents in the crowd. What do you guys feel about that? Anyways, there's more to the video, but I think I'm just gonna wrap things up for now. I never know how to end these, so we're just gonna go ahead and go with the outro crow. Okay, and here we are at the end of another video. I'm gonna use this time to say thank you for 100 subscribers. An additional thank you for 150 subscribers. I really appreciate the constant support. Making videos on MGTOWs often leads to a colossal wave of negative comments, which is fine. I've mentioned that they really don't affect me. I usually just screenshot them and send them to friends, like how stupid this guy is. So it's worth a laugh, you know. But it makes the nicer comments stick out a lot more, and seeing the same people comment on multiple videos is just so flattering. Like, I love it. So yeah, thank you so much. The next episode in this series we're doing is already written out, so expect another one next week. Feel free to leave any recommendations in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me. Peace.